Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon to all the straggle daggles out there. Good afternoon to all the 304s out there. Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Good afternoon to all the rappers out there. Good afternoon to all the trappers out there. Hope the volume is sounding good. Hope I'm coming through loud and clear. And I hope nobody else in my camp is live right now because I didn't check to see. I didn't check to see who was live and who was about to go live and all that, which I should have done beforehand. But I didn't. So if I'm live while anybody else in my camp is live, then please forgive me, man. Please forgive me. Take me back, boss. Take me back. Well, um, I'm not sure if the notifications went out because I rarely go live. But as you enter the live stream for me, go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button if it's in your heart. I apologize about the brightness and all that. For most of you that don't know, I live in Arizona, so the sun the sun is always out. Yeah, the sun is always out, and yeah. So hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button if it's in your heart. Leave a comment in the comment section. I'm on StreamYard this time. Normally I go live straight from YouTube, but I wanted to try StreamYard on this device that I'm on because when I first got this device, for some reason, it was not working well. And I wish I had my other shades, my reflector shades, but they broke, man. The heat finally caught up to my frames. The glasses was made out of wood. The shades was made out of wood. But yeah, I'm bike for a limited amount of time, not for a long time. I figured I'd go live this afternoon just for a little bit, you know, while I go on my morning slash afternoon stroll, which I haven't actually did one of these in a while because my work schedule has been crazy. Sometimes I work real early in the morning. Sometimes I work real late in the evenings. I don't have a set schedule right now. But that's what happens when you're an entrepreneur, when you don't actually work for a corporation, you know, this is something that um is to be expected, you know. You create your own hours, you know, stuff like that. But see, the thing with working for yourself too is that you have to work depending on what you do. You have to work based on when there's a demand for what you do. So, if my clients, if it's after their business hours, and what I do can take place during business hours, it could take place after business hours, but you know, it just depends on when there's a demand required for what I do, you know. That is when I spring into action and do what I do. And I apologize again for the brightness on the screen. Um, it's almost noon over here uh, in the West. So the sun is damn near almost right on top of me. So I'll probably just have to, you know, maybe I'll just do it from this angle. Hopefully that's a little bit better. But yeah. Hopefully it's a little bit. I turn around because I'm about to just completed half my route. So headed back to where I'm Salute SL Pro. Salute. Um, what do I want to talk about? And by the way, when I do these kind of streams, These aren't serious streams. These are, you know, more of a relaxed vibe, more of a kind of therapy session, kind of sort of, you know, basically when there's a lot of bullshit, a lot of energy, you want to come over here, lift the vibration of your conversation, and you know, have a more mature vibe, you know, while everybody else talks about, you know, black men ain't shit, black men ain't shit, so for the black community, blah blah blah. And see, the thing with that, I don't have a problem with content creators talking about so-called black communities, black people. Just have some intelligence. Like, if you're gonna come in and destroy the whole situation, I apologize for the wind in the background. Hope I still sound good. If you're gonna come in and shit in the situation, which I will, I'll come in and I'll shit on the whole situation. But then I'll also come with solutions. And, you know, like I said, you know, I know how to be an adult about it. You feel me? When you get tired of those conversations, you know, you can always come over here. You can always come over here to Zone864TV. A more logical perspective, and a more mature perspective on things. And yeah, you know, because for me as an artist, because that's what I am. Even though I'm on YouTube, I got a YouTube channel. You know, I'm an artist. I create, whether it's YouTube, you know, creating music, writing songs, or any of any of the other avenues, any other avenue that I might, you know, stumble onto and have a way of making that situation better, or just being more creative. You feel me? Like you know, when I go live, I don't like to talk about the same things over and over and over, because, you know, that's not really helping me, and it's not really raising the intelligence of the audience as well. You know, you're keeping the audience dumb. You're keeping the audience stupid. And I know that YouTube, as well as Rumble and all these other video live streaming platforms, is, even though these platforms have been around a while, it's still a newer wave when it comes to the way that we communicate, when it comes to the messages that we want to put out into the air, when it comes to the messages that people who come after you will go back and listen to. So I'm aware of all of that. So yeah, but make sure as you coming into the live stream, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Leave a comment in the comment section. Maybe share my shit on your social medias, whether that be Twitter, Facebook, and whatever other uh, you know, social media shit is popping or whatever. But hey, it's actually a beautiful day, man. It's 85 degrees. Mind you, it's still hot as hell. The high today is gonna be 100, but you know, still hot. Trust me, I'm out here sweating. I'm gonna have to jump in the shower once I get back to the spot. Once I get back to the spotty spot, I'm gonna have to take a shower. Got a long day ahead of me. I actually started my day late today because my tired behind, before I went to sleep last night, I forgot to plug my phone in my damn charger. And so I was watching something on YouTube, and you know, YouTube runs down your battery. So, but the funny thing is, I've been waking up early for so many years that I got up, well, I think it was like 7 a.m. But my alarm is set for 5 a.m. every morning, Sunday to Sunday. And the reason why my alarm is set at 5 a.m. is that even though I might not start my day until about 6 a.m., 6:30, 7 a.m., you know, I'm trying to get myself in the habit of, you know, getting up at that time because, you know, the earlier that you can start being productive, you know, you get more things done. And then you get the rest of your day to kind of, you know, invest your time into other things or relax, right? Which even when you're relaxing, you should still be investing your relaxed time in um, certain things. And, you know, the funny thing too with that, speaking of relax, right? We are living in a time where, you know, young people, they want to go to the Bahamas. They want to go to, you know, all of these foreign places, right? All of these places, you know. I'd probably say myself that, you know, I'm a decent traveled man, you know, been to a few places. Um, you know, and it's all good, you know, it's all good. I don't say that to brag or anything like that because anybody can, you know, when they want to, when they really decide that they got it up in them, when they really decide that they want to go to a different state or move to a different place or go overseas or go to a different country, they do it. People do it all the time. People do it all the time. And in fact, you know, I'm gonna be honest, we should encourage people to do that more, but not in a vacational state of mind. You feel me? Um, because one day we all gonna go on a permanent vacation. You feel me? So you know, I like going to different places. You know, I like taking in the scenery. I like taking in the women. You know, I like experiencing new things. But I don't think a lot of people understand, you how important the time is. And, if you're working all year just to go on one Jamaica vacation, you really got your priorities screwed up, because the goal is not to be able to just say, okay, in June, July, I'm gonna go to Jamaica. The goal is to be able to go to Jamaica whenever you want to go to Jamaica. If you cannot go to Jamaica whenever you want to go to Jamaica, or if you cannot go to Puerto Rico, if you cannot go to Canada, if you cannot go to wherever you want to go when you actually want to do it, like it might be December. It might be December and I might want to go to, you know, wherever. I might want to go to wherever is on my mind. You know, I might want to do whatever, you know. Well, I should be able to do that whenever I want to do it, you know. So, and you gotta put yourself in a position to be able to do that when you want to do it. Because the quote unquote rich people, they do it when they want to do it. And the thing is, you don't even have to be rich. You just have to put yourself in position. Part of putting yourself in position is, you know, um, maybe starting your own business or creating an avenue where you're in control of, the majority of your income, because you can't really put yourself in position if you have a corporation telling you when you can do something and when you can't do something. That's not putting yourself in position. Now, what that is that's giving you leverage because you're getting income from that. But if you're not taking that income and you're not putting it in position to where you actually leverage yourself so that you can do what you want to do when you want to do it, then you're really not leveraging yourself. And if you're just coming into the live stream, hit that like button, please, and thank you. Oz not too proud to beg. Oz is not too proud to beg. And yes, it is blazing out here. It is blazing. That's where I'm at. I'm by the canal. You know, I don't know how well y'all can see that. I hope y'all can see that well. Yeah, I hope y'all can see that well. What's going on, the BZ? What's going on, the BZ 5000? What's going on? Uh, Damn. Whew, that sun just came out right now. That cloud need to go back. That cloud need to go back to playing defense. That sun is wreaking some offense on me right now. But like I was saying, what you want to do when you got a job is you want to take whatever you're getting from that job, and you want to leverage what you're getting from that job. You know, the funny and it's funny because, like, when I talk to my dad sometimes, he'll ask me what I'm doing, and I'll tell him what I'm doing sometimes. But I'm gonna be honest. In recent years, I've learned not to tell everybody everything, even your own parents, and because they don't understand. I mean, my dad is probably the most intelligent person I know. So I could never say anything bad about my father, because You know, he got the degrees to prove that he know what he doing, and he has the cars to um, prove that he knows what he's doing, and he has the house and a custom pool in the backyard. You know, and this is a 4 bedroom house, 2 stories. It's pretty big, you know, and in the city that he lives in, which is a suburb of Phoenix, um, it it costs a pretty penny to live up in there. So I would never try to speak down on my father. And sometimes it's funny because like even when I was going through some turmoil with my dad, it would actually make me sad. Some of the things I would feel sad saying some of the things that I would say. So I really I really got a soft spot, you know, in my heart when it comes to my father. So I try not to speak down, but I will criticize, you know, some of the things that in our interactions and stuff like that. And sometimes he be giving me the side eye when I tell him some of the things and some of the career moves and stuff like that. And what he doesn't understand is today's economy and today's society is not like it was in the 70s and 80s, even the early 90s. Um, Corporations are not like they used to be. Nobody's working 20, 30, 40, 45 years looking to retire with that company. Um, because the game is different. The game is like the NBA. You got to go today. You got to go where you can get top dollar today. You got to go with the team that got the best offer. And when you sign that contract, you gotta maximize your time there, because in today's game you're probably not going to be there more than 5 years. So you know I was watching something on YouTube a while back where a software engineer was talking about you know he was tired of working in sales because sales is is a very strenuous field to work in, especially when the economy is in a volatile state. Hmm. Young lady got on a nice pink top here. Um, Excuse me for getting distracted. But I was watching a guy who he made his transition from being in sales to you know becoming a software engineer. Um, and he was explaining that once he got his certification, he was making like 65, $70,000 a year. And but what he found out is, due to websites like Indeed, LinkedIn, Monster, and all of these other sites that's available now, where employers see your credentials. He realized that he would start getting offers even when he had a job, and that's when he realized how valuable, how in demand his particular skills were. So he worked a job where he was getting $70,000 a year. He worked that job for a year and a half, Then another company came along in a different state. Okay, I think it was like $79,000, $80,000 a year. So, so he took that job with that company. Then I think like a year or two in, that company, right? Another company came along and was like, okay, $99,000 a year, and you can work remote. You can work remote. So that's what I'm saying. Like that's why I say today's field is the NBA because everything is fast paced. And so I'm a millennial, right? We were like the first generation. We were literally born with Nintendo controllers in our hand. Like we were literally born with keyboards in our hands, right? So so as a millennial, and even I'll say like younger Gen X, Gen Z has no excuse on how to not work technology. But that's what it is. I'm explaining to them. I'm like, you gotta get that money, you gotta get that bread, while you can. And while you getting that bread, you know, you have to understand that in today's game, because they keep playing with these, you know, macaroni and cheese viruses and stuff like that. Like you got to understand that you cannot depend on the larger infrastructure of society to support you. And so that's why it's important for you to build something for yourself. And, like a prime example, like I told you guys, I'm not employed. I don't work. I don't work for a major corporation, and that's part of the reason why I can get online and talk the way that I talk, because I'm not a W-4, W-2 employee. I'm 1099, right? But look, and by no means is working for yourself easy. In fact, you actually have to work more. You know, I work, I work about, I work anywhere from 5 to 10 to 15 to 20 hours more than I did when I had a job, right? Because what I do is, I got to get the money. I look at landscaping. Um, I look at, signage on buildings. I inspect buildings, little shit like make sure the lights work, because these corporations, right? If when they're corporate people and they come through and they look at their buildings, imagine imagine the CEO of your franchise is coming to your location and the lights don't work, or you have something that's been vandalized and you don't know it. Well then that's going to look bad in your franchise. So what I do is I take inventory and I take note of everything that needs to be fixed on the building. That's why I work either early mornings or late night, and I send it, and when I send that, I get paid for the job. That's how I get paid. That's what I do every day. But in saying all of that, I have to work more because, there's not an hourly pay for me. I don't get paid by the hour. I get paid by the job. Some jobs pay a little, some jobs pay a lot. Sometimes you have to take a lot of little jobs to make a lot of money. Sometimes you can take one big job and make all the money you need for that day. Some days you might not have no jobs. Some days they might be asking you to go to other states, and the money that you're going to be paid for driving there is not worth shit. You see, so it's a lot of it's a lot of things that go into that. But here's the thing, you know, what I realize is that the work that I'm doing for myself, if I ever decide to go back to a corporation, See, my mindset is different because, I know that I could go outside of that corporate structure and still make a living. Whereas a lot of people that, depend on that corporate structure, well, if that corporate structure, starts to take heavy financial loss, well, guess what? They're out of a job. They get their hours cut. Um, you know, all that BS happens. Right? Whereas me working for myself, you see, I'm dependent on myself, right? So that means I gotta have a little bit more discipline because if I don't work, I don't eat. If I don't work, I can't support my daughter. If I don't work, I can't take care of my priorities and responsibilities. You see, and what you'll find in working for yourself is you when I'm working for myself, right, and I'm looking at people taking their lunch breaks, I'm like, I look at these people like, I could never, I will never go back. I could never go back. I could never be in a place and act fake and phony and fraudulent and put on a fake smile just to try to impress people or just to play office politics or if I fuck Sally in the parking lot, then I gotta keep up the smiles and giggles to keep Sally from telling human resources that I fucked her in the parking lot. Now I can fuck Sally in the parking lot and you see, now I can fuck on my time and don't gotta worry about if I fuck on company time, worrying about getting fired. Because I know that if I fuck on my time, then I'm fucking on my time. But here's the caveat on that. If I decide to fuck on my time, well then I'm not getting the time done. I'm not making money. So I'd rather get all my work done and then go and fuck Sally. See what I'm saying? So it's a different mindset. It's a different mindset. Yes, but and I want people to understand this too. Small business is entrepreneurship is the way of not depend on people to take care of you. It's like what Boozy said one time in his song. He said, "Don't put your faith in man because he'll fail you every time. Don't put your faith in man because he'll fail you every time, every single time." And this is what I tell people too. You know, it's a lot of people who all of a sudden get on YouTube and become gurus and act like they know what they're talking about. Don't you go around believing all the foolishness that these people say. I don't care. I don't care how wise they may portray themselves to be. They are still human beings and they are still perfect. They are still not perfect. So the person that's watching probably has it together, more together than your average YouTube content creator. So, you know, not every I don't care who they are. Not every man is going to be perfect when it comes to dealing with females. And in fact, if you were perfect, if you consider yourself a perfect man when it comes to messing with these females, especially today, then I don't want you in my circle because that means you ain't learned nothing. And that means you don't have any knowledge or any credible information, which would be considered game to pass on to the next man or to the younger man. So, that's one thing about me is that, you know, I don't cap. And I could care less if somebody has a different opinion than me. Somebody try to say, just because I'm a certain age, just because I'm younger, that I'm wrong, or this is the wrong way of thinking. Okay, well, you just keep living, and I'm gonna just keep living. And what I will do by way of analysis, which is how I obtain a lot of my own information, which is by me living, and then also listening to what others have to say, and then seeing things with my own eyes. I will form my opinions related to my reality by way of analysis of my existence with a sprinkle of other people's existence. You know, that's one thing. That's one thing that really, you know, twitches my nose hairs. You know, dudes that think they know any and everything, any and everything. You're gonna talk to somebody like me who went from writing rhymes in my living room or in my bedroom at the age of 9, 10, 11, to then recording songs and um, and then making beats, producing, right? You got the nerve to tell somebody like me, and I'm not bragging, I'm not perfect, I'm not trying to be like, oh, my accomplishment is better than your accomplishment. But listen to what I'm saying. You got the nerve to tell somebody like me, who a country little Negro boy from Greenville, South Carolina, born and raised, who literally took his talents, moved to the West Coast, literally relocated, graduated high school, and was like, okay, it's time for a change in his life. You know, when a lot of you just get comfortable and settle for your own surroundings and you never get out and travel, never explore, you know, you know, never do anything out of the ordinary. Got the nerve to tell somebody like me, somebody who left the environment and surroundings that he was comfortable in, who literally went from his bedroom to being in music studios with platinum artists, all because at a producer's conference, my music was played over some beats that I made was played over a loudspeaker. And those artists say, I want to work with that. Whoever produced that, I want to work with him. You think I had any idea that would happen to me? So once I was able to achieve that by the age of 20, once I was able to put myself in a field that I was interested in. Because you see, a lot of people never have success, any kind of success. Man, all these damn gnats everywhere. Lord have mercy. Across the street. You got the nerve. People that had never had any kind of success in anything that they did try to tell me something. And again, I don't care how big your success is, how little it is. Success is success. But to be perfectly honest, I'd rather take the little success stories over the big ones because the little success stories is going to help you get to the big ones. So I'd rather always focus on the smaller picture than to focus on the big picture. Because you focus on the big picture, you ain't never going to accomplish what you're trying to accomplish because you can't even accomplish the little shit that you want to do. Feel me? I've been there, did that. Been there, seen that. By the age of 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Been on the couch, sleeping in other people's crib, hustling, trying to live out my dream. Did that. What's going on, computer geek? And by the way, if you have not hit that like button, please hit that like button. Please and thank you. And hit the subscribe button as well. And leave a comment as well, if it's in your heart. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But this is why I'm partly the way that I am. You know, a lot of people will say, Zone is passive. You know, Zone rocks with everybody. He supports everybody. Yeah, I do. Because I understand how challenging it is to get to where you're trying to be in life. You know, to me, it's not about the money. You know why it's not about the money? Because typically when people get money, they make dumb decisions. They make poor decisions. I would love to have a Ferrari. I would love to have a Lambo. I would love to have um, a Mercedes McLaren. But you know why I don't put too much of my, I don't invest too much of myself into trying to get that is because yes, those things are an asset, right? If and in order for them to be an asset, um, you actually can't drive it. You can't drive the cars the way you want to. So it's an appreciating asset. So I'm not gonna invest all of my energy, you know, in expensive plastic. You know, I love exotic cars. I love, you know, um, stuff like the Fast and Furious, and you know, seeing rimmed up sports vehicles. What's going on, KDH? Things like that. Oh, I absolutely love it. Oh man, I love it. You know, that's why you guys will see, you know, on my Instagram and my YouTube community section, you know, that's why I post a lot of inspirational quotes with fast vehicles in them because I love it. And I love the lifestyle that comes with it. I absolutely do. I'm not going to sit here and pretend and, you know, front like I don't, because I do. But I also, but I've been around a lot of that early. I can't tell you, I can't tell you how many, how many of you have ever seen a Lambo crash? You ever seen a Lambo crash just one time in your life? You ever see, you ever see what a Lamborghini looks like when you're going 70 miles an hour and it crashes and it looks like a balled up piece of paper? That's every time I see a Lamborghini, that's exactly what I think of. I'm telling you, it's a nice asset to have, but it's nothing more than just an expensive piece of plastic. You know, I was blessed. I was blessed to come out west and, you know, hang out in Hollywood and hang out in um yeah, it's another town. It's not too far from San Diego. You know, I was blessed to see things early in life, earlier than most. You know, I'm coming. And keep in mind, I'm coming from a place where I learned how to drive a tractor. I learned how to drive a tractor before I learned how to actually drive a car, a vehicle. So, you know, when I grew up and I got the chance to really, how you say, backpack and things like that, you know, and I don't talk about a lot of that stuff often because, you know, again, it's, to me, it's not really about stunting and bragging. I'm here to share life experience, and I'm here to help men and younger men through my experiences if I can, through a little bit of edutainment, you know. Um, so, you know, I always think when I hear like some of these, you know, content creators, you know, talk about certain things, you know, they're talking about having certain things, but they're not talking about what it took to get those things, what it takes to maintain and keep the things that you work for. Because to me, that's the hardest part. To me, you know, and that is part of the reason why I don't go live all the time on YouTube. You know, it's like, yeah, having the YouTube channel is fun, but you know, if I don't have anything, if I don't have anything that's going to um, raise the consciousness or raise the intelligence of the people that listen, I'm just not going to say anything. What for? They could just go watch, you know, Fresh and Fit or, you know, stuff like that. And I'm not dissing Fresh and Fit. You know, they have some decent content, They do have some informative content, but you know, that's not necessarily my thing to watch all the time. But and as goofy as I am, because I do consider myself, goofy, still nerdy, you know, like I was having a discussion the other day. Somebody tried to tell me some nonsense about the earth is flat, all that goofiness. Well, the problem with that is that, you know, I'm the son of, you know, of a science engineer major. And in that field, I would think that you have to be somewhat good at math, right? And so you could easily destroy that whole statement by saying, well, if the earth was flat, then, how is it that there's a mathematical equation to prove that it's not? Because I'll give you a prime example. When you use your GPS on your phone, to get you to the grocery store, or to get you wherever you're trying to get to. Well, I mean, there's a whole mathematical formula that's behind getting where you're going, right? Longitude, latitude, and if you want to take it back a little bit further, I don't know if you guys remember that movie. I think it was Hidden Figures or something like that. People really don't understand the concept of that movie because it was a black woman that actually discovered the formula of how to quote unquote get rockets to the moon, right? So math tells us that the earth is not flat. Now again, I've never been out of space, but if you're going to say that that's simply not true, then you have to throw out everything. You basically have to throw out every piece of technology, from Xbox to PlayStations to cars that you drive, anything that requires any type of chip or programming, because all of that takes math. And this is why our children, because a lot of people say, oh, I don't use math every day. They like to use that argument. I don't use math every day. Well, this is a fact. This is an opinion to me, but I think it's actually factual. People that know how to do math and that understand math, to me, those are your best critical thinkers. Because in order to solve equations, you have to be able to critically think, and then when you actually get the answer to your question, you have to be able to rework the problem to check your answer. At least that's what we had to do before everybody started cheating and using calculators. Right. So yeah, we should all get better at math, and we we should definitely push for our children to get better at math as well, because we're definitely going to need some critical thinkers going into the future. We don't want to leave our society in the hands of dummies. And this is why our children are important as well. I know I'm preaching. I don't even know how this session turned into a preaching session. Cast the zone from the pulpit. But yeah, we're going to need more critical thinkers in the future. And you know, my children, my children, they are a gift to you. They are a gift to society because of what they're going to be able to provide to society in the future, right? Just like your children are a gift to me. And society. And that's how I look at children. Yes, you are carrying on your legacy, your lineage, you know, and it's something that you and your lady created as a gift to one another. But I look at children as gifts. I look at children as investments, right? And unfortunately, society has not really been taking good care of its investments, which is why you're starting to see things emerge like artificial intelligence. Because when it comes to children, unfortunately, a lot of people are selfish. You know, women want child support for children, abusing that situation. And then fathers, on the other hand, some men, lay down and then they don't want to take care of their investment, their responsibility. You know, oh yeah, I'm holding both sides accountable today. I'm holding both sides accountable today. You know, but yeah, man, I think I'm gonna wrap it up there. Um, Shoot, man, I don't really got nothing else to say, but I appreciate everybody rocking with me for this hour and some change. Make sure you hit the like button for me. You know, I know people want to see me, with my usual setup in the studio, and everything like that. But unfortunately, sometimes I just gotta give you the message how I give it to you. And you gotta take it how I give it to you. But hit that that like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment, share this on your social medias, and I'm surprised that the stream actually worked all the way through on StreamYard. So anyway, appreciate everybody for watching. I love y'all. I'll see y'all soon. Peace.